In Greek mythology, there is the tale of Pandora's box. Zeus created Pandora and sent her down to earth with a box. He told her never to open this box. One day, curiosity bested her, and she opened it. The box then released pain, anguish, and all other things that would plague humanity, but there was one thing in the box that could overcome all of that: hope. Hope is one of the most powerful and moving experiences that we as humanity can have. In our day and age, suicide rates have done nothing but soar. According to Span, Idaho, suicide is the second leading cause of death in Idaho citizens from ages 15 to 34 between 2012 and 2016. An estimated 7,100 adults from the ages 18 and up attempt suicide in Idaho, resulting in an attempt rate of 686 per 100,000. This has become an epidemic, so how do we help those who have lost all hope? First off, what is hope? According to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, it is to cherish a desire with anticipation. When people lose sight of all hope, it can drive them to do many things, such as drugs, alcohol, or even committing suicide. When someone may be considering the thought of harming himself or herself in order to escape a world that they perceive as dark, lonely, and meaningless, there is a way to help them. Confront them about it. For example, you could address the problem just by asking them if they are suicidal. If you're not sure how to ask, you can say something along the lines of, "Some people escape their problems by ending their life. Have you thought about this?" Or you can just talk to them and be a support to them. If they have someone to open up to and share their feelings about with, it can make a world of difference. There are also many people who have mental illnesses that haven't been diagnosed yet, and they don't realize that all of their problems can be caused by a small chemical imbalance. There are many cases where suicide could have been prevented by getting the right treatment for them. So being able to understand that and get them the help they need is what can save lives. The first time I lost a loved one to suicide, it was a surprise to all of us. He had a scholarship for music, made plans to go to college, and seemed to be very normal and happy. We later found out from one of his notebooks that he kept around that for about 3 years he didn't feel anything, and that he felt like he didn't mean anything in this life. And when he had finally hit his last wall, he took matters into his own hands. If we had known about any of the warning signs, we may have been able to help or prevent what happened to him. I don't want anyone to feel the regret of not knowing how to help. The warning signs are not always clear as day, but if spotted, they can change the person's life and help them gain a greater appreciation for what they have. Of the few warning signs there are the use of alcohol or drugs, acting anxious, agitated, or reckless, sleeping too little or too much, withdrawing or feeling isolated. There are many other signs, and if you feel like you know someone that may be considering, there are more symptoms on save.org. When people are going to end it, you find them in their darkest and dreariest time of their life. Talking them down is the hardest thing because they are at the absolute darkest part of their life and they have no hope and they feel like they can never have hope. The best way to talk someone down isn't really talking to them. It is to listen to them. Don't say how you know how they feel or how terrible suicide is. Just be there for them. Knowing that someone is actually caring about the problems they are facing can make them feel loved and cared for. When they do feel that support, a glimmer of hope shines, and they understand that life does get better and they can be helped. There was a time in my life when I felt absolutely hopeless, to a point where I didn't even want to get out of bed. I had lost my hope for this world. I wrote the letter to the people I cared about, explaining why I had done it. I drove up to the mountains with a gun that I had gotten for Christmas. I put the gun up to my head. and pulled the trigger. But the bullet didn't fire, obviously. I found out the firing pin was broken. At that moment, I realized that was my second chance at life, a new hope for a brighter future. After a while, I contacted one of my friends and told him about what happened, and just him listening to me in a way, it made me feel more at ease. I sought professional help, and now I'm as happy as can be. With that experience, I would not be the man who I am today. Hope is truly powerful. Hope is the most powerful experience we can have. In this modern day Pandora's box, hope is all we really have. Listening to someone else's problems can do more than just save a life. It can inspire, encourage, and improve your life. If you didn't pay attention at all during this, I want to leave you with one thing: hope. Hope for a better future, and spread that hope. Thank you for your time.